Hello everyone. This video basically which helps you to prepare the notes of your chapter biomolecules. This is a very important chapter for your NEET exam. Okay, this is a chapter of your class 11th biology and a very important for the NEET exam also. So let's start. Biomolecules are chemical compounds found in living organism. These includes organic as well as inorganic compounds. Chemicals or molecules present in a living organism are known as biomolecules. The sum total of different types of molecules, compounds and ions present in a cell is called cellular pool. Biomolecules are compounds of carbon. Hence, the chemistry of living organism is organized around carbon. Carbon is the most versatile and the most prominent element of life. In this table, you are able to see the various elements that are found in earth crust, that is non-living things, and in a living matter. Here you see that carbon, that is present only 0.03% in an earth crust, but it is present 18.5% in a living matter. So it is a very important element. All living organisms are made up of hydrocarbons. That is, a carbon is a major element. And you also see here silicon in non-living or earth crust it is 27.7%, while in living matter it is very less, or we can say negligibly small or absent. Now, how to analyze chemical composition means which organic compound or inorganic compound, or we can say biomolecule, is present in a living system. For this, one activity is done in which the living tissue is taken, grinded with a TCA solution, and then it is filtered. And for the filtration, when it is filtered, one is filtrate and another is retinate. In filtrate we get acid soluble pool, and in retinate we get acid insoluble fraction. Acid insoluble fraction contains biomacromolecules that have molecular weight more than 1000 Dalton, and it includes molecules from cytoplasm of the cell and cell organelles. And second is filtrate, that contains acid soluble pool. Acid means trichloroacetic acid that we use to mix for the mixing of the living cell, contains micromolecules that have molecular weight less than 1000 Dalton, and it represents the cytoplasmic composition only. Okay, now analysis of inorganic compounds in living organism. For the analysis of inorganic compounds in living organism, firstly, a living tissue is wet and dry it to evaporate water. A dry living tissue is taken, and then that living dry tissue is burned to oxidize all the carbon compounds, that is the organic compounds, to gaseous form, that is carbon dioxide and water. Remaining ash, now after burning, the ash that remains contains inorganic elements such as calcium, magnesium, and inorganic compounds such as sodium sulfate and phosphate. Now, from this we conclude that biomolecules can be organic or inorganic. Inorganic molecules include minerals, gases, and water, while organic biomolecules, that are macromolecules, includes carbohydrates, lipids, amino acid, proteins, enzyme, nucleotide, nucleic acid, and vitamins. Molecular weights of lipids do not exceed 800 Dalton, but it comes under the acid insoluble pool. Most of the macromolecules that have molecular weight more than 1000 Daltons are included in acid insoluble fraction, but lipids are the molecules that have molecular weight less than 800 Dalton and included in acid insoluble fraction. This is because lipids are arranged in structures like cell membrane and other membrane. When we grind a tissue, these membranes are broken and form vesicles which are not water soluble. So that's why lipids are not strictly macromolecules. Sometimes they are considered micro, and most of the time they are considered macromolecules. Now, metabolism. We will talk about the metabolism. Metabolism All the biochemical reactions that are occurring inside a living organism togetherly known as metabolism. For example, removal of carbon dioxide from amino acid to form amine, removal of amino group in a nucleotide base, hydrolysis of glycosidic bond means when glycosidic bond is formed, the removal of water. All these are metabolic activities. There are two types of metabolites in a plants, primary metabolites and secondary metabolites. Primary metabolites are carbohydrate, lipids, protein, nucleic acid that are directly involved in the growth of a plant. While secondary metabolites that do not involve in the growth of plants are alkaloids, phenolic compounds, steroids, essential oil, lignins, and they are produced by the plants for defense purpose only. These are the some of the important secondary metabolite: alkaloids, essential oils, toxins, lectins, drugs and polymeric substances, and these are very important for the competitive exam. From last 2 years the question is coming in this topic from the biomolecules. One question is from the secondary metabolites and these are very important. Now carbohydrates. Now we will talk about the carbohydrates, the very important biomacromolecule. These are the most abundant organic molecules in nature. The term carbohydrate is derived from the French term hydrate de carbone, that means it is a hydrate of carbon, and they have an empirical formula CnH2ON, means hydrogen and oxygen are in ratio 2:1. These are defined as organic substances having CHO, carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, where hydrogen and oxygen are in ratio 2:1, similarly as found in water. Now what are the functions of carbohydrates? These are most abundant source of energy, precursor for many organic compounds, for example fats and amino acids, present as glycoprotein, glycolipids in a cell membrane and function for the cell growth and fertilization, present as a structural component of cellulose in plants, exoskeleton of some insects, cell wall of microorganism, storage form of energy glycogen. Plants store food in the form of starch while animal stores food in the form of glycogen to meet the energy demands of the body. Now classification of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are classified into 3 different categories: monosaccharides, oligosaccharides, polysaccharides. These carbohydrates are generally known as saccharides. Saccharides means sugar, and these carbohydrates are sweet in taste, that's why called sugars. Monosaccharides, basic unit of carbohydrates, cannot be hydrolyzed into smaller unit. Based on the number of carbon and based on the functional group, they are further classified. Now oligosaccharides, they can be further hydrolyzed and they are classified as disaccharides, means them on hydrolysis they give 2 units of monosaccharides. Trisaccharides, they give 3 units of monosaccharides on hydrolysis, and tetrasaccharides, they give 4 units of monosaccharides on hydrolysis. Polysaccharides, these are non-crystalline, non-soluble in water, tasteless, on hydrolysis gives molecules of monosaccharides, for example starch. Plant stores food in the form of starch. Cellulose, cellulose is a major component of the plant cell wall. Now these monosaccharides are further classified based on the number of carbon atom. First is trioses, where 3 carbons are there with general empirical formula CnH2nON, that is C3H6O3. One is glyceraldehyde, another is dihydroxyacetone. In glyceraldehyde, the functional group is aldehyde, that's why it is glyceraldehyde, and dihydroxyacetone, the functional group is ketone. Tetrose, erythrose and threose. Pentose, ribulose, xylose, arabinose, and deoxyribose is also an example of pentose sugar that is found in DNA. Hexose, glucose, fructose, galactose, mannose. Haptoses, pseudohaptose and glucohaptose. Now based on the functional group, they are of 2 types: aldolases and ketosis. Aldolases with the functional group aldehyde, and example is glyceraldehyde or glucose. Ketose, the functional group is ketone, example is dihydroxyacetone and fructose. That's why these polysaccharides, these carbohydrates are defined as polyhydroxyaldehydes or ketones because they have either the functional group aldose, that is aldehyde, or ketone. Now, derivatives of monosaccharides, deoxy sugars, that is found in a DNA, deoxyribose sugar. That is, deoxy sugar means the sugar is here ribose. Deoxygenation of ribose produces deoxyribose, which is a structural component of DNA. Amino sugar, when one or more OH group of monosaccharides are replaced by NH2, that is amino group, it forms an amino sugar. For example, glucosamine, which forms chitin. The chitin is a polysaccharide found in a fungal cell wall, and hydroluric acid. Hydroluric acid is a very important example of derived monosaccharides. Next is sugar acid, oxidation of CH2 group, that is aldehyde group or OH group, alcoholic group forms sugar acid. Ascorbic acid, that is vitamin C, is a sugar acid. Sugar alcohol, reduction of aldose or ketose form glycerol or mannitose. Glyceraldehyde reduces to form glycerol, and mannose sugar reduces to form mannitol. These are the different examples of derivative of monosaccharide. Here you also can see a figure of alpha D glucosamine and alpha DN acetyl glucosamine. These are very important derivatives of monosaccharides. Now the oligosaccharides, they are formed by condensation of 2 to 9 monosaccharides. Depending on the number of monosaccharide molecules, they are disaccharide. Sucrose, lactose are the example. Trisaccharides, example raffinose. And tetrasaccharides, example stachylose. The smallest and the commonest oligosaccharides are disaccharides. Disaccharides consist of two monosaccharide units, either similar or dissimilar, held together by glycosidic bond. They are crystalline, water soluble, and sweet in taste. For example, maltose, it is also called malt sugar, made up of two glucose molecules. Lactose, also called milk sugar, found naturally in milk, made up of glucose and galactose, means lactose on hydrolysis give glucose and galactose. Source of milk is due to conversion of lactose to lactic acid. Sucrose, also known as cane sugar, obtained from the sugar cane. It is a sugar found in sugar cane and sugar beet, most abundant among naturally occurring sugars, important source of dietary carbohydrates, made up of glucose and fructose. Polysaccharides, also called glycans, made up of repeating unit of monosaccharides held by glycosidic bond. During its formation, a water molecule is released at each condensation. This helps reduce the bulk, making it almost insoluble, decreasing its effect on the water potential or osmotic potential of cell. Unlike sugars, they are not sweet. They are ideal as storage or structural component. They are of two types, homoglycans or heteroglycans. Homoglycans, made up of only one type of monosaccharide monomers. Example, starch, glycogen, cellulose. Glycan, made up of glucose. Fructan, made up of fructose. Galactan, made up of galactose. Heteroglycans, made up of condensation of two or more types of monosaccharides. For example, chitin, peptidoglycans, hyaluronic acid. Storage polysaccharides that are found as a storage product. For example, starch. Plants store food in the form of starch. Carbohydrates, reserves of plants, are most important dietary source for animals. High content of starch in cereals, roots, tubers, and vegetables is found. Wheat grain stores starch. Homopolymer, made up of glucose units, also called glucan. Starch has amylose as well as amylopectin. Amylose is a unbranched coiled linear polymer of glucose molecules with alpha 1,4 linkage, and amylopectin is a branched polymer of glucose with alpha 1,4 linkage as well as alpha 1,6 linkage. Glycogen, carbohydrate reserved in animals and referred as animal starch, also high concentration in liver, muscles, and brain, also found in plants that do not have chlorophyll, such as yeast and fungus. Glucose is a repeating unit. It is made up of repeating unit of glucose. Here it is a unbranched unit of glucose molecule with alpha 1 for linkage, and when branching it has alpha 1,6 linkage. Inulin, polymer of fructose, that's why called fructosan, found in dahlia bulb, garlic, onion, etc. Easily soluble in water. Inulin is not readily metabolized in human body and readily filtered through kidney, hence used for testing kidney functions, that is glomerular filtration rate. Structural polysaccharides, cellulose and chitin. Cellulose, occurring exclusively in plants, is most abundant organic substance in a plant kingdom. Plant cell wall is made up of cellulose. It is totally absent in animals. Chitin, second most abundant organic substance, complex carbohydrate of heteropolysaccharide found in exoskeleton of some invertebrates like insects. Their body exoskeleton is insects exoskeleton such as cockroach is made up of chitin, and crustaceans also provide strength and elasticity, become hard when impregnated with calcium carbonate. Now the next most important macromolecule are proteins. Proteins, the most abundant organic molecule of a living system. They are about 50% of the dry weight of the cell. They are most abundant for the architecture and functioning of the cell. Proteins are the polymers of amino acid. Proteins on hydrolysis yields amino acids. There are 20 standard amino acids which repeatedly found in the structure of protein, either in plants, animals or microbes. Collagen is the most abundant animal protein. Rubisco is the most abundant plant protein, or we can say Rubisco is the most abundant protein found in a living system, either plants or animal. And carbonic anhydrase is the fastest enzyme. In the absence of carbonic anhydrase, carbon molecules join with water molecules to form carbonic acid, 200 molecules per hour. If carbonic anhydrase enzyme is present, this reaction proceeds with a speed that 6 lakh molecules of carbonic acids are produced every hour. Protein synthesis is again controlled by the DNA. Amino acids. These are group of organic compounds having two functional group, amine as well as carboxylic acid. Amine group is basic, whereas carboxylic is acid. R can be H in glycine. You can see here structure. It is a one carbon having amine group, carboxylic group, one hydrogen and one R group, that is side chain. That side chain varies in different amino acids. R can be glycine, alanine, hydroxymethylene serine. In others it can be hydrocarbon chain or cyclic group. All amino acids contain carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen, but some of them additionally contain sulfur. For example, cysteine. Physical and chemical properties of amino acids are due to amino and carboxyl and a R functional group. Amino acids are differentiated into 7 groups. First is neutral amino acids. Amino acid with one amino and one carboxyl group. And examples are given here: glycine, alanine, valine, leucine, isoleucine. Acidic amino acid with one extra carboxylic acid group: aspartic acid, asparagine, glutamic acid, glutamine. These are the examples. Basic amino acids with one extra amino group: arginine and lysine are the examples. Sulfur containing amino acid: cysteine, methionine. Alcoholic amino acids: serine, threonine, tyrosine. Aromatic amino acids with cyclic structure: phenylalanine and tyrosine. Heterocyclic and with nitrogen ring structure is histidine and proline. My dear students, this is a very important topic. You must learn all the amino acid example with their nature. This type of question most probably come in a competitive exams. These are the structures of alanine, aspartic acid, lysine. You can see in a 5-phenylalanine benzene ring is there, that is aromatic amino acid. Peptide bond formation. Amino acids are linked serially by peptide bond, that is CONH group, formed between NH2 amine of one amino acid and carboxylic acid of adjacent amino acid by hydrolysis. In figure you can see there is a hydrolysis of carboxylic acid of one amino acid and amine group of another amino acid leads to formation of peptide bond. Chain having two amino acid linked by a peptide bond is called dipeptide. Sequence of amino acid present in a polypeptide is a specific for the particular protein. Structure of proteins. Four basic structure levels are assigned to the protein: primary, secondary, tertiary and quaternary. Primary structure refers to the number of linear sequence of amino acid in a polypeptide chain and the location of disulfide bridges. Means it is a long chain of amino acids with a peptide bond. Primary structure is responsible for the function of protein. N-terminal amino acid is written as left side, whereas the C-terminal amino acid is written on the right side. Secondary structure of protein, the folding of linear chain in specific coiling structure is called secondary structure, and the secondary structure has hydrogen bonding. There are three types of secondary structure: alpha helix, beta sheets, beta pleated sheets and collagen helix. Tertiary structure, the helical polypeptide may fold upon itself and assume a complex but specific form, either spherical, rod-like, something in between. These geometrical shapes are known as tertiary structures or 3-degree structures. Most of the proteins or all the monomeric proteins are functional in their tertiary structure, while multimeric proteins shows quaternary structure. Proteins are said to be in quaternary structure if they have two or more polypeptide chain, that is they are multimeric in nature. Hemoglobin is an example of quaternary protein. Insulin is again an example of quaternary protein. They have, see, in a hemoglobin you are able to see the alpha chain and beta chain. Alpha chain in a 3D structure and beta chain also in a 3D structure. When combines together it forms quaternary structure. Proteins are further classified on the basis of their function, chemical nature and solubility and nutritional importance. Firstly, the classification based on chemical nature and solubility. Simple proteins, they are made up of only amino acids. Conjugated protein, along with amino group, their non-protein part is there, that is called prosthetic group. Derived protein, they are denatured or degraded product of above two. Now, functional classification means the classification of proteins on the basis of function. Here so many proteins are given with their example, and these are very, very important bache for your competitive exams. Structural proteins, keratin protein present in hair and nails, collagen protein, enzymatic protein helps in digestion, pepsin, transport protein, hemoglobin, transport of oxygen, hormonal protein, insulin, growth hormone, contractile protein found in your muscles, actin and myosin, storage protein, oval albumin, and genetic proteins, nucleoproteins, defense protein, immunoglobulins, antibodies, receptor proteins for hormones and viruses. Now, proteins can be simple, conjugated or derived. Simple proteins can be globular or fibrous. Globular proteins are generally oval or spherical shape, such as albumin, globulin and histones. Fibrous proteins have long thread-like structure and they are collagen protein, elastin protein and keratin protein. Conjugated proteins, they have some prosthetic group also with a protein part. Nucleoprotein. Nucleoprotein means nucleic acid and protein. Glycoprotein, glycogen plus protein. Mucoprotein, lipoprotein, phosphoprotein, chromoprotein, metalloprotein. Now on the derived proteins are primary and secondary. Coagulated proteins, metaproteins. Secondary proteins are proteases, protons and peptides. Now the most important topic, enzymes. Enzymes are commonly proteinaceous substances which are capable of catalyzing chemical reactions of biological origin without themselves undergoing any change. They are called biocatalysts. All the enzymes are protein in nature except ribozyme. Enzymes are synthesized by living cells. The term enzyme was coined by Cohen in 1878 for catalytic activity. Active substances previously called ferments. Before the term enzyme, they are called ferments. Enzymes were actually found out by Buckner in 1897 with the accidental discovery that fermentation of sugar is not only caused by living yeast cell but also yeast extract. The extract obviously processed biocatalyst required for the process. Buckner in 1903 also isolated first enzyme. He was awarded with a Nobel Prize in the same year. There are numerous enzymes as every biochemical reaction is catalyzed by a separate enzyme. Biological importance of enzymes. Thousands of chemical reactions are taking place in a body of a living organism. All of them are mediated by enzymes. Enzymes are specialized catalysts that operate at biological temperature. Enzyme mediated reactions do not require harsh treatment. They are pH specific for the reaction requiring different pH, operate in different parts of the body. As they operate under favorable conditions, enzymes force the organism to live under favorable environment. Enzymes are highly regulated. Their formation is controlled by separate genes. Activation and repression of genes also allows certain enzymes to be functional and or the non-functional in the cells. Chemical nature of enzymes. All enzymes are globular proteins with the exception of recently discovered RNA enzyme or called ribozyme. Some enzymes are additionally contain non-protein part also. According to this, there are two types of enzymes, simple and conjugate. Simple enzyme, it is an enzyme which is wholly made up of protein. Active site is formed by specific group of its own amino acid. Additional substance or group is absent. For example, pepsin, trypsin, urease. Now, conjugate enzymes, it is an enzyme which is formed of two parts. A protein part called apoenzyme and non-protein part called cofactor. A complete conjugate enzyme consists of apoenzyme and cofactor is called holoenzyme. Active site is formed jointly by apoenzyme and cofactor. In this figure, you are saying enzymes are of two types, simple enzymes made up of proteins only, conjugate enzyme made up of protein as well as non-protein part. Protein part is called apoenzyme and non-protein part can be coenzyme, cofactor or prosthetic group. If coenzyme, it is a non-protein part that is attached loosely organic in nature. Cofactors loosely attached inorganic or metal ions. Prosthetic group tightly attached organic may or inorganic part cannot be easily separated out. These are the non-protein parts. An enzyme with non-protein part as well as protein part togetherly known as holoenzyme. Characteristics or the properties of enzyme. All the enzymes are proteins in nature. They are globular proteins. They have molecular weight of 6000 Dalton to the 46000 or we can say 4,60,000 Daltons. Colloidal in nature. Enzymes do not start a chemical reaction but only increases the rate of reaction. A number of substrate molecule change per minute by a molecule or an enzyme is called its turnover number or its efficiency. Higher the turnover number, more will be the efficiency of enzyme. Unchanged form. Enzymes are in two-way transformed or used up in the chemical reaction but come out unchanged. Means after reaction, enzymatic reaction, there will be no change in the structure or composition of an enzyme. Reversibility. All enzyme control reactions are reversible reaction. Reversibility is however dependent on the energy requirement, availability of reactant, concentration and end product as well as on pH. Enzymes are very specific in nature. For example, enzyme maltase acts on sugar maltose but not on lactose. Even both are disaccharides. Heat sensitivity. All enzymes are heat sensitive or thermolyable. Most of the enzyme work optimally between 25 degrees Celsius to 35 degrees Celsius. Protein poison. Being made up of protein, enzymes are inactivated or denatured by those substances or forces which destroy energy radiation. pH. Each enzyme function at particular pH. For example, pepsin works at 2 pH, sucrose at 4.5, salivary amylase in a saliva at 6.8 pH. Enzyme substrate complex. Active site of an enzyme has a specific conformation for attracting and holding substrates. It usually possesses a pocket which the substrate fits in complementary fashion, that is lock and key fashion. Classification of an enzymes. Enzymes are classified into 6 different categories. These are oxidoreductase, that is transfer of oxygen and hydrogen atoms or electrons from one substrate to another. Example is dehydrogenase oxidase. Then transferase, transfer of specific group from one substrate to another. Hydrolase, hydrolysis of a substrate occur, for example digestive enzyme. Isomerase, change a molecular form of a substrate into its isomer, phosphohexoisomerase. This enzyme convert glucose 6-phosphate to its isomer fructose 6-phosphate. Lyase is non-hydrolytic removal or addition of a group to a substrate. Ligase is joining of two molecules by formation of new bond. Mechanism of enzyme action. See here. For the mechanism of enzyme action, activation energy is very important. Activation energy is the additional energy required to start a chemical reaction. In an exothermic or an endothermic reaction, the substrate has to go through the much higher energy state called transition state energy. Therefore, activation energy is the difference between average energy of substrate and transition state. And enzyme reduces the activation energy of an molecule and helps in increasing the rate of reaction. Mode of enzyme action. Enzymes follows lock and key mechanism or a lock and key model for the enzyme action. Okay. So, substrate bind to active site of an enzyme and form enzyme substrate complex, and now the chemical bonds of a substrate form enzyme product complex, and then enzyme is released and product is formed, and there is no change in the structure and composition of enzyme. See here, it works like a lock and key, means it is very specific in nature. A particular substrate binds to the active site of an enzyme at a specific site and form enzyme substrate complex, and then product is formed, and then product is released without any change in conformational changes in a enzyme. Now next is induced fit model given by Koshland in 1959. According to this theory, active site of an enzyme contains two groups, Buttressic group and catalytic site. Buttressic group is meant for supporting the substrate. The catalytic group are normally at a distance. As soon as the substrate comes in contact with Buttressic group and causes conformational changes, active site of an enzyme undergo conformational changes so as to bring the catalytic group opposite to the substrate bond and to get fit, and then the reaction proceed to form a product. Factors affecting enzyme activity. First is temperature and pH. Enzyme shows highest activity at optimum temperature and pH. Activity declines below and above optimum value. At lower temperature, enzyme temporarily inactive. At higher temperature, enzymes destroy because proteins denature by heat, as proteins contain a very weak bond, that is hydrogen bond. These are the graphs of the enzyme activity. Here you can see that at the temperature, at any temperature and pH, firstly the graph increases, the rate of reaction increases, and it reaches the maximum, that is at optimum temperature or pH, and then it decreases. Inorganic catalysts work at high temperature and pressure, but enzymes get damaged at high temperature especially above 40 degrees Celsius. Thermophilic organisms, for example certain bacteria, they work only at high temperature, means their enzymes are only stable at high temperature up to 80 degree to 90 degree Celsius. Next is concentration of substrate. With the increase in substrate concentration, the velocity of enzyme action rises first and then reaches maximum, that is called Vmax value. This is not exceeded by further rise in concentration because enzyme molecules are fewer than the substrate molecules, that is no free enzyme molecules to bind with additional substrate molecule. Enzyme inhibition, very important topic. There are two types of enzyme inhibition. One is competitive inhibition and another is non-competitive inhibition. The binding of specific chemicals, or we can say inhibitors, shut off the enzyme activity. This is called inhibition. Competitive inhibition resembles the substrate. Here the inhibitors resembles or similar in the shape of substrate molecule, bind to an active site, but complex is non-reactive. They compete with normal substrate for active site. If inhibitor is closely similar to the substrate, it is called competitive inhibitor. It competes with the substrate for binding site of an enzyme. As a result, the substrate cannot bind to the enzyme, action declines. For example, inhibition of succinic dehydrogenase by malonate, which is similar to the substrate succinate. Non-competitive inhibition. Non-competitive inhibition binds to both free enzyme and enzyme substrate complex, but in contrast to competitive inhibitor, not in the active site. The structure of inhibitor is distinct from the structure of substrate. Means here in non-competitive inhibition, the structure of substrate and the inhibitor are different. Non-competitive inhibition cannot be overcome by increasing the substrate concentration. The non-inhibiting remaining molecules of the enzyme behave like a more diluted solution of enzyme. Now, the lipids, very important. Lipids are chief concentrated storage form of energy, forming about 3.5% of cell content. Lipids are organic substances relatively insoluble in water but soluble in organic solvents such as alcohol, benzene or ether. Functions. They are concentrated fuel reserves of the body. They constitute membrane structure and regulate membrane permeability. They are found as a source of fat soluble vitamins. They are metabolic regulators and act as an insulating materials. Lipids are classified as simple lipids, complex lipids and derived lipids. Simple lipids have fats and oils and waxes, complex phospholipids, glycolipid, lipoprotein, derived lipids, steroids and terpenes. First of all, glycerol. A glycerol molecule has 3 carbons bearing a OH group. You can see in the figure the structure of glycerol, and a fatty acid. Fatty acid molecule is an unbranched chain of carbon. It has carboxyl group at one end and bonded H hydrogen bonded to almost all the carbons. Fatty acid can be saturated and unsaturated. In fats, the fatty acid is saturated, while in oils, in waxes, it is unsaturated. Okay, waxes, lipids with a long chain of saturated fatty acids and long chain saturated alcohol of high molecular weight. Here in fats, in fats there is a long chain fatty acid with a glycerol molecule, and in waxes a long chain saturated fatty acid with alcohol other than glycerol. Examples of waxes are bee wax, wool fat, lanolin obtained from the wool of a sheep, sebum, cerumen, plant wax and paraffin wax. Complex lipids. Phospholipids, glycolipids, lipoproteins, these are the derivative of simple lipid having an additional group with lipids as esters of fatty acid and alcohol. They have additional group such as nitrogenous base or a protein. They are made up of molecule of glycerol or other alcohol having a phosphate group at one of its end, second fatty acid molecule and nitrogen containing base attached to a phosphate group. A phospholipid molecule has hydrophobic tail and hydrophilic head. Glycolipids. They are components of cell membrane, particularly the myelin sheath or a chloroplast membrane. Cereboside are the most simplest of glycolipids that is found in a cerebrospinal fluid. Lipoproteins. They contain lipids and proteins in their molecules and main constituent of membrane found in milk and egg yolk and transported in the blood and lymph as lipoprotein. Lipids are transported in blood and lymph as lipoprotein. 5 types of lipoprotein are chylomicrons, VLDL, low density lipid, high density lipid, free fatty acid albumin complex. Derived lipids. They are the derivatives obtained by hydrolysis of simple or complex lipids. Example, steroid, terpenes and prostaglandins. These are the special type of hormones found during the reproductive maturity. Steroids do not contain fatty acids but are included in lipids as they have fat-like properties. They are made up of 4 fused carbon chain. Examples are cholesterol, vitamin D, testosterone, adenocorticoid hormones. Most common steroids are sterols. Common sterols are cholesterol and ergosterol. Terpenes. Terpenes are major component of essential oil produced by plants. They give fragrance to the plant part. Vitamin A, E and K called terpenoid called phytol. Carotenoid pigment precursor of vitamin A. Lycopene present in tomatoes. Gibberellin, a plant hormone, is also a terpene. This is an overview of lipids. Lipids are classified as simple compound derived lipids. Simple lipids are triglycerides. Triglyceride means a glycerol molecule with a long chain fatty acid, and fatty acid chain can be saturated fatty acid or unsaturated fatty acid. Saturated fatty acids are actually the true fats, and unsaturated fatty acids are liquid at room temperature with low melting point called oils. And these unsaturated fatty acids can be monounsaturated, means with one C double bond, and poly with many double bond. Monosaturated fatty acids, example oleic acid, also called omega 9 fatty acids. Polysaturated fatty acids are called omega 3 fatty acid or omega 6 fatty acids. And then compound and derived fatty acid we have done already. Now nucleic acids. Nucleic acid contain DNA and RNA. These are very important, and this topic repeats in class 12th also in the 6th chapter, that is molecular basis of inheritance. There are three parts of a nucleotide. Nucleic acids are the polymers of nucleotides. They include DNA and RNA. In DNA, there is a pentose sugar, that is deoxyribose sugar. And with the deoxyribose sugar, with first carbon nitrogenous base is attached. There are 4 nitrogenous bases: adenine, guanine, thymine, cytosine. Adenine and guanine are pyrimidines, and with double ring nitrogenous ring, and cytosine and thymine are pyrimidines with single nitrogenous ring, and with the 5th carbon phosphate group is present, which gives negative charge to the DNA as well as provide acidic nature to the DNA. Nucleosides, nitrogenous bases, all 4 nitrogenous bases: adenine, guanine, thymine, cytosine, and 5th uracil, that is found in RNA instead of thymine. In DNA it is thymine, and in RNA it is uracil. When they attach to the pentose sugar, they form adenosine, guanosine, cytidine, thymidine, and uridine. DNA is a double helix structure given by Watson and Crick, and Watson and Crick got a Nobel Prize for this. In the figure you can see the backbone of DNA is made up of alternate sugar and phosphate, and DNA base pairs, nitrogenous bases, are flanked inside following a Chargaff's rule given by the Chargaff, that purine always pairs with pyrimidine with double hydrogen bond, and that is adenine always pair with thymine with double hydrogen bond, and guanine always pair with cytosine with triple hydrogen bond. And the DNA is a BDNA, that is biological DNA with right-handed